Hey everyone, this is Professor Bapu, your personal guide to Civilization 6. I boiled down all the complex intricacies of this massive game down to what you absolutely need to know to win a game. So today we're going to be talking about how to win on Deity easily. So if I want an easy win on Deity, I'll actually go for a religious victory. And there's three main reasons why. Reason one is that the AI is terrible at theological combat. They'll make a ton of mistakes and bad decisions, whereas for all the other victory conditions such as domination or science or culture or diplomatic, they're going to make your life pretty difficult if you try to go for any of those other victory conditions because of their advantages. Which brings me to the next reason. You do not need to outperform in science or culture to get a religious victory on Deity. So while the other victory types require a bunch of science like domination or science victory, and others require a bunch of culture like a diplomatic or culture victory, religious victory only requires you to get to about the medieval era in the civics tree, and you only need to not be as far enough in science, be able to have enough advanced troops that you don't just get absolutely slaughtered by the AI. And reason number three, there are built-in counters to the computer's advantages. So we're going to get to that next on the next slide. So there's three main difficulties with getting a religious victory on Deity. So the first pitfall that you could fall into is that it's relatively difficult to found a religion on Deity. So because the AI has so much faith advantages to be able to produce a whole bunch of religious units and science advantages to build shrines and temples before you, they're probably going to get the first great prophet before they could even create Stonehenge before you even get to the technology that allows you to create Stonehenge. The next pitfall is that they could easily take you over militarily. So because of their science advantages, they'll have more advanced troops, and they could just wipe you off the map, taking you out of the game so you can't get any victory. And the third pitfall is that because they're going to be starting religion earlier than yours and they have a huge faith output, they can just do a huge push and convert you to their religion so you can't spread your religion at all. And the way to address all of these issues is by choosing Saladin of Arabia. So to counter the issue of having difficulty starting a religion, one of Saladin's abilities lets you automatically get a great prophet, so it guarantees you'll be able to have a religion no matter what game you play in. To counter the fact that someone could take you over militarily, he can focus more on science and culture because he's getting this free great prophet, so you don't have to focus more on founding a religion in the beginning. You can just focus on trying to keep up or even outpacing the computer in science or culture, and then starting religion a bit later into the game, basically when you think it's going to be the best in order to win. And the third counter factors into that, you don't want to found a religion until you or another civilization is about to win the game. So if someone's about to get a science or culture, religious or diplomatic victory, you want to found your religion then so you can just take over the world with your religion, or you can just wait until the optimal point for you before that point in order to start your religion and take over the world. So now let's dive deep into how you're going to achieve this. So in the first phase, you're just going to create a scout like you would normally. So you want to find another civilization as quickly as possible so you can get a boost to the writing technology. Then you want to build a monument in order to increase culture generation, because you're going to want to start heading towards the civics you need in order to found a religion. So you want to research writing so you can get campuses, and then in your city, you're going to create a slinger so you can kill a barbarian and boost archery. And of course, you're going to research archery so you can get more archers to defend your territory. And once you've done these first few things, you want to create a settler so you can found another city. In phase two, you want to build a monument in your new city, once again, to build your culture generation to get the civics you need. And you're going to research craftsmanship within the civic tree so you can get the Agog policy card. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow for you to create range units faster to give even more protection to your territory. So in your capital, you're going to build a campus and a library so you can start to keep up with the science. And then you're going to research astrology so you can start building holy sites and shrines later in the game. In your newer city, once you're finished with that monument, you're going to build either a slinger or an archer if you have an archer technology in your new city, and start researching masonry so you can start to put up walls in case somebody gets really eager and tries to attack you. So what you're going to do in your capital at this point is you want to build another archer and then upgrade 2 more of your slingers and archers so you can boost machinery so it'll be easier to get to crossbowmen. And you're going to try to get the early empire civic so you can get the colonization policy card in order to increase the production for settlers, because once you've done this, you want to get settlers in both your cities so you have at least 4 cities in this game. What you're going to do in the next phase is these 2 new cities you just founded, you want to build monuments there, and you're going to start heading towards the political philosophy civic so you can get a classical republic and maybe get a great scientist in the campus that you built. And it'll also help you to get more great prophet points once you start building your holy sites and shrines. You're going to build a campus and a library in your second city that you founded to further head towards catching up in science. And you want to research currency so you can start building commercial hubs and not go into debt. So now that you've kind of established yourself, you're going to start to build a holy site and a shrine in the first 2 cities. And you want to research theology so you can get temples and madrasas. And while you're doing that in your first 2 cities, in your newest 2 cities, once they're done with the first couple of things, you're going to build a campus and library there. So at this point, you might be able to be around the same spot as the computers in terms of science output. And you want to get the defensive tactics policy card so you can get the civic, so you can get the line policy card and build walls even faster. And they're just going to build walls in all of your cities. And the next phase, you're actually going to start heading towards founding your religion. So you're going to build temples in your first 2 cities, and you're going to research the form church, civic, in order to start a theocracy. And then you're going to build madrasas in all your cities to increase both your science and faith outputs. And at this point, you're going to want to start generating a huge amount of faith so you can start getting ready to found your religion and start converting. So you want to research machinery so you can get crossbowmen and defend your borders, and build a holy site, shrine, and a temple in your 2 newest cities. You want to research cartography if you're on the continents or any other map other than Pangaea, and start building commercial hubs and markets in the first 2 cities. And then start heading toward banking to set up banks in your cities with commercial hubs. And upgrade all your archers into crossbowmen. And if you have a chance in the production, you want to build encampments in all your cities as well, just to give yourself some extra ranged attacks. Finally, you're going to found a religion. If you're playing in Gathering Storm, you'll want to build dams in all your cities to make sure things don't get wiped out by a flood. And then at this point, you're just trying to survive while you get ready to take over the world with your religion. So you're going to research castles so you can get medieval walls, and you're just going to start creating countless religious units from your temples, and you're going to create banks in your cities with markets. Then you're going to research siege tactics for Renaissance walls, and then you're going to start by converting the non-religious civilizations. So I go over this in my religious victory video, but essentially what you want to do is you want to get the pilgrimage belief if you can. So each city that you convert will give you more faith to generate more religious units. So it's kind of like a snowball effect. So first you convert the civilizations that have no religion to further increase your faith output, so you'll be able to do better theological combat against the civilizations that do have a religion. And you're also going to be building medieval walls in all your cities. The final thing that you really need in terms of technology is ballistics, so you can build field cannons. And then you start converting those religious civilizations and building Renaissance walls in all your cities. And at this point, you're just staying alive until you win. So you should be able to win within the Renaissance or industrial area. But if you're playing on bigger maps, you might take into the modern era. So this is all you need to know in order to win. So this has been Professor Bapu. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment. I'll do my best to get to you that additional information as soon as I can.